Hey, how's it going, everybody? We got another Skadi here following the buff that just went live in game today. If you don't know about that, her initial damage was boosted from 170% to 220% with the aim that it could kill just about any minion in the game. So that way her stacks are much more likely to happen. You don't have to time them quite as carefully because it's only her special skill that can generate the stacks. If she kills you with a slash attack or with tiles or something like that, it doesn't count. So her special is a little bit underpowered, and I just fought this team once out of curiosity before I decided to record it, and I was taking 94 damage per turn because she killed one of my heroes. I don't really have any good minion teams that I can bring, so this won't be the perfect demonstration, but it will be a demonstration, and I think she's a lot stronger now. So she's a pretty cool hero. It's unique how the stacks are on. They're not limited by turns, but they can be cleansed away. So that's a pretty cool element. I'd say she's probably better on offense when you can control it. Again, because she can be cleansed, and yeah, I don't know. It's easier to work around when you have a player controlling it and not just the AI. So I figured we'd take another shot at it. Some people were requesting this, so I wanted to show what's going on. They've got the appropriate leveled troop on her for her to be charging in one fewer tile. It works differently on defense than it does on offense because obviously they're not matching tiles, but I'm pretty sure that having the right mono troop at those breakpoints is still an advantage. So, yeah, let's get into it here. Here's my team, same as usual. I will be switching up this primary raid team soon. It just kind of takes a long time to make new teams every time. So I've gotten lazy about that, especially because this team is really fun to use too. But if I'm just trying to fill my raid chest, usually I'm trying to do that efficiently, and changing teams isn't great, but I might do some videos down the line where I try out different teams. And especially with some of the heroes that I've gotten recently, I'm excited to put some fun teams together. So, let's go. So if I make the purples horizontally, it gets the 4 in a row for a red diamond, but I won't have a way to drop the other tile down. So man, I always miss stuff because it's distracting to try to focus on commentary, but yeah, I don't think I'll have a way to do that. So I do have 2 red matches, so let's just do that. Wow. How do I want to do this? We might actually be able to kill her outright. I don't think so. I think I'll have to milk it for 1 turn, so let's do just that. Now, I think those blues should kill her. Okay, so this is a considerably better board than I had before. Jesus. So she's not going to get a kill. Again, there's different ways to demonstrate a hero. I tried to give a balanced approach. A lot of people have been bothered at me fleeing recently, which I think is odd because if I just win this match and just blow her out of the water, what does that show? That's not a very good testing video. So if I flee and come back and I attempt this with a worse board, then it shows you how she is in a variety of contexts. So I defend that decision. Don't understand the frustration around that, honestly. But in this situation, she's not going to kill anyone. So we're not going to see the stacks. I guess she might kill the minion though, so let's try that. Let's fire her up. And let's see if she kills. It had 200 HP. Yeah, so she's doing 300. And the minion came back. Interesting. So that was pretty impressive. So she's average speed. She's doing about 300, which means her primary strength is minion killing to get the stacks. That was always going to be the most reliable way anyways. So in an evolving minion meta, she's definitely strong. The damage is way better than it was before, so that's a nice addition to see. And you can see even with the upper hand, like not only did that cut me down in health a lot, but we're going to be taking 47 per turn for a single stack. I also think that the stack amount might go up. Like most dot damage, her stacks are essentially frost dot damage, and I think most of those increase with your attack stat, so that might be something to keep in mind if you have her and you want to give her monk emblems, is to go the attack path. So that's an interesting consideration. And let's decide if we want to go back. Yeah, we should go back for more. Let me just kill more heroes. And then I'm pretty sure these cleanse away. They don't. What? Interesting. Wow, that is interesting. That's so weird. I feel like they don't say they're undispellable, but here... Okay, so one thing is stacks are distinctly different from status effects. You can see the two categories there. Status effects contain positive and negative things. Negative ones can be dispelled unless they are undispellable, in which case they can only be removed by someone like Gazelle, whereas Guardian Chameleon can remove undispellable buffs like element links. But wow, I had not considered that. She's good. If you're against a minion team, she is good. Because if you have 3 stacks, then you're taking 140 something per turn. Like 10 stacks is absurd, where you're taking 470 damage per turn. But also the minus 6% mana generation is big. Just so you know, 6% is the difference between a level 29 mana troop and a level 11 mana troop. Because I think 11 is 9% and 29 is 15%. So that's like a year plus of gameplay. Obviously, it's not really a direct comparison, but point being, that's big at only 1 stack. So you start building up a few stacks, and that is serious. So I'm impressed. I don't think I'd put her on defense, but she honestly is holding her own on defense. The 2 times I've played, she's gotten at least 1 stack against me. I did let her fire that one time, I guess, last match. But both matches, she's ended up getting 1 or 2 stacks on me. And 2 stacks is a big escalation. You're talking double the effect now from 1 to 2 stacks. And that was 94 ice damage per turn, which is even more than Vela does, but with no limit on it. It's just indefinite, and it can't be cleansed. Whoa. That just occurred to me again. All right, let's go back for the final attempt here. Wow, strong hero. Their whole way of doing things is so weird to me right now. All right, we got a blue diamond. Yeah, just the going back and the balancing, and then like I feel like they balance too far sometimes. It's hard to know how they come to the decisions that they come to, but their style lately has been weird, and it kind of makes you feel like you don't know what to expect, and I feel like that's really not a good place to be for an extended period of time. So, God, hopefully they sort of get it together, because I think that is hurting their reputation. I shouldn't have used my cleanse. And players' feelings about them as a company. Obviously, this is right on the heels of the New Balance changes. Most notably, Vela she got one buff, which is that her attack down is not just to fire, but it's to all. So that is a buff. I gotta give credit where credit's due. That is a buff. I think they shortened it by 1 turn, but having it apply to everyone is significant. However, they lowered her damage in 3 separate ways. No extra damage to red, 1 less turn of dot damage, even though the per turn amount stayed the same. And then they decreased the initial damage. So, yeah. Okay, so nothing that time. And she's down. So that's enough to see. Obviously, you can imagine if she took out 5 minions, you're screwed. You're absolutely screwed. I don't think we've seen any mechanism yet for removing stacks, and to be honest, I have no idea how that's going to work. Part of me feels like I remember seeing that terminology somewhere of like clearing stacks. I can't remember if it was in upcoming beta cards. Obviously, Gazelle is going to block that kind of thing. There are ways around it, but the fact that it's in its own category is huge, and that's something that didn't occur to me until now. I don't think that came across that in my testing video, and this is honestly a better time to see it on the heels of her getting a buff, because all the players that have her and were on the fence, rightfully so, hopefully you can feel really good about having this hero, because rating any minion teams, like, oh my god, imagine if, I guess you can really only expect to kill 2 per hero max, and that would mean that one of them would have, that one on each hero would have to be weakened. So like you can get some interesting teams with her where you lead with another AoE hitter, like, I don't know, even, it really depends on your roster, but even like Lizu or Zelene, any hero that hits all 5 or even just 3, anything to weaken those minions, then she could potentially kill the weakened one and the full health one underneath, which is nice because now you're clearing those minions away. But also that would be if she killed, oh my god, if she killed 10 minions total, 2 on each, max stacks, that's minus 60% mana generation and 470 frost damage per turn. So you couldn't expect to last longer than, I don't know, 3 turns. So it's like completely over. So you've got to be careful attacking her on defense. I don't think there's a lot of minion heavy attack teams. There definitely are some, but that's not really the meta. But minion heavy defense teams is definitely a thing. So bringing her on that would be really fun, because it would just give you an extreme power over that team. And the really cool thing to remember about dot damage, if you haven't thought about this in a while, is that the defensive value of the hero is not factored in. So even if you had a defense stat of 40,000, which obviously you won't, dot damage does the exact same amount of damage. It's 47 per turn for 1 stack, 470 for 10 stacks, no matter what's going on with your hero, no matter what buffs you have, doesn't matter at all. So it's completely predictable. It's the same against everyone. So that is a really cool thing about her dealing in dot damage. And then just the minus mana generation is debilitating. And I don't know, it's hard to not, I guess she's just limited in her context. Like if minions didn't exist, she wouldn't be very good, because she would have to be the one to get the kill, and that would be a lot harder to time. But with as prevalent as minions are, that's where her strength lies. And I think it's especially so on offense, but with Telluria around, I guess it's kind of weird to bring blue against Telluria, but I bring blue against Telluria, so she could be a fun addition in place of Vela or something like that. I don't have her, and I only have like 3 telescopes, so not gonna happen probably, but just thinking it through, because there was some surprising things here for me. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you want to see more, subscribe and hit that bell icon, which will make sure that you're notified when I post new things, whether it be openings in the Alliance or new videos. I try to put out as interesting, entertaining, and educational content as I can, so hopefully that is valuable. If you haven't subscribed, you definitely should. Join the group. I'll see you guys in the next video.